Here's how you can make how-to videos on YouTube that will stand out from the competition. If you're talking about anything meaningful, there's going to be a bunch of competition for every term that's a how-to. How-to videos are super valuable for brands because as soon as somebody knows how to do something, the next question is going to be, okay, I need a tool for this, or can you help me do it? That's just the natural flow of things. I've written thousands of how-to blogs and made hundreds of how-to videos at this point, and that's what always happens. No matter how much you share in that video, naturally people are going to want more, and that's a huge demand generator for every type of business. Depending on what you're selling, it doesn't really matter. If you're doing how-tos, people are going to want to either buy your products or work with you. So super valuable stuff, but there's going to be competition if it's worth competing for, which means that there's money behind it. So how do you make videos that stand out? It's really three things. Number one is sharing your unique process for how to accomplish whatever goal you're talking about. Number two is having research to back up the points you're making. And then number three is a story to go along with each of the points that you're making in your broader how-to video. Let's break each of these down a little bit more. So the first one is your process. Now your process for how to accomplish something or how to do a goal is going to be different from other people. Let's take a really common example like how to wash your face. Right? This is a really good how-to video for skincare brands because the natural question after that is going to be like, okay, so which product should I use, right? So it's a really great segue into that. Now, the way that you recommend washing your face is going to be different from everybody else's. Like everybody has maybe roughly the same process, like you're going to use water and splash it on your face. I don't know, maybe there's ways to wash your face without using water, but water on your face and then you're going to use some sort of product and that's how it's going to go. But the specifics of that, how hot is the water or is it cold water? These types of things are going to vary depending on your unique process. So there's a uniqueness just within the first part of sharing your process. Now, it's not going to be completely unique. Someone might have come to the same exact conclusion as you, which is okay because then we're going to get to the research behind how you came across your process. Now, that would be something like you say use water that's 92 degrees and you cite a research article from an academic institution or somebody that ran a mass study showing that 92 degrees is the perfect temperature of water to wash your face. Now that's another unique aspect because someone else might say 92 degrees, but they cite a different research study. And that makes your content more interesting because it's like, oh, I didn't know that the University of Texas at Austin did a study about the temperature of water to wash your face. That's not real. I'm just saying that as an example. Now you're adding more and more unique elements. So your process is unique because it's yours and it's what you found to work when you're sharing your how-tos. And then the research behind it is also unique because it is the research that you've done, is how you learn to come up with your process. And that's interesting. It makes you stand out. And then the third thing is the stories. So this would be something like, oh, well, I've helped clients, who had really bad breakouts. They follow my process for how to wash their face. And here's the results. And you mix that in with your process and your research and the stories. Each of those three elements, right? Like your story about somebody using your process to wash their face, nobody else has that story. That's a lived experience that you have. So you've got that. You've also got the research, which is unique to you because it's research that you've done and not everybody else will come across the same articles and the same research to back up their points. And then your process, which is also unique to you. Now again, none of these things is mind-blowing by itself. Like your process by itself might be really similar to a lot of other people's process. Your research might be really similar to other people, and your stories might be similar to other stories. But these are all variables. And because they are different, it will make you stand out. So any of those three variables can be different, and there's infinite possibilities of processes, research, and stories that are like interchanging parts. And when you start to stack content together in that way, it makes your content really compelling and unique because the research could be unique. Somebody might not know that there's a certain study done that really motivates them to take an action. The story can be unique. Someone watching your how-to might connect with the story that you're sharing to illustrate your points. And then your process might be unique. Someone might see your process and be like, oh, this person thinks like me, so I want to work with them, right? And so this is how you can construct how-to videos with these 3 building blocks. It's really the basis of every how-to video or blog that you'll ever see is the same format. It's the process that you're sharing of how to accomplish that goal. It's the research behind it that backs up the claims of why this process will work. And then it's the stories to illustrate how this process works and why it works. Piece these 3 things together and you can really create infinite amounts of how-tos that will also, again, be a gold mine for customers, because people are going to watch these videos. They're going to be like, great, now I know how to do this goal. Either can you help me with it, or can your product help me with it? And that's exactly what you want as a brand, as a marketer, and it's a great symbiotic relationship between you and the customer.